Hi, welcome back to my channel According to Kat. If you are new here, please introduce yourself in the comments below. If you're returning, just say hi. And what are we going to be making today?
Okay everyone, today we will be making these 3 farmhouse super easy DIYs. I will show you how I made this cake stand, that monogrammed frame, and this really cute crate. If you want to learn how to make them, stay tuned.
If you'd like to know what supplies I've used, check out the description box below. And with all that being said, let's get right into the video.
Okay, DIY number 1, Parisian flower crate. So this is an inspired by video, and I went onto Hobby Lobby and I saw these really cute crates. They're wooden, they have the handles, I like them. I made something that kind of reminded me of this, so I took this crate from Michael's. It is like a CD crate and they are super cheap. They're like $5 or less, and I took this smart vinyl for the Cricut Joy, and I really like this mint color, which will be the theme of all 3 of these. So I went into Cricut Design Space and I created a really cute little Parisian print like label, and I will do my best to link it below. I'm not the best at that, but I will try very, very hard. And I just created something like that. You can use a stencil, you can use Dollar Tree stickers, you can paint it, you can do the transfer with the black pencil. I'll show you some other ideas, and I won't be using the Cricut for all 3 of these, but I just wanted to show you that you can. I have a video coming out on Sunday all about the Cricut Joy, where I tell you all tips and tricks, how I use it, do I think you should buy it, and what you should know about it. So if you want to check that out on Sunday, I would love if you would. And I also used some new music in there, and I tried something a little different as far as my editing. So I'd love if you would go check that out on Sunday and let me know if you like it. Okay, so I am just now getting my vinyl onto the wood, and I'm just scraping it on. Now the bottom one is crooked, and you know me, I can't handle that, so I ended up scraping it off and reapplying it, but I didn't have any more of the mint green color, so I took the darker green. It's kind of like almost like the agave look, so I used that on the bottom as the address. So yeah, I think it still looks cute. I wish it was all the one mint, but that's okay. So you see how it's crooked? It goes up on the right, and I can't take it. Now this vinyl is removable vinyl, so it was very easy to get off, but yeah, so now I'm just putting on the darker green and pressing it on, and there you go. Still cute, still love it. So I just want to take a moment and tell you that this video is in collaboration with my friend Kim's channel, KTB Creates. I have known her for a while now, and she is so sweet. I love her DIYs. I love watching her, and go check her out. Let her know I sent you. You will not be disappointed. And if you're new here, my name is Kat from According to Kat. I upload every week. I like to do decor on a budget using Dollar Tree products, thrift store products, all that good stuff. So I would love if you stuck around. So, all right, let's just move on. These are some metal handles that I got off of Amazon. I will link them below. And I decided to hot glue them on, but I will let you know, yeah, that didn't work out. They did seem like they were sticking really well, and then when I brought it upstairs, they kind of just popped right off. So I ended up using my handy dandy Gorilla Super Glue Gel. I love that. I will link that below as well. That stuff is amazing. So yeah, love it. So I ended up using that, just a little drop on the handles, and it stays perfectly fine. So yeah, don't use the hot glue, even though I'm showing you the hot glue. Don't use it. All right, and so this part's done, and I want to, yeah, see, look, it looks like it's not going to come up, but it does. Oh well. So I take 3 tin cans. They are the, I believe, 32 or 28 ounce crushed tomato cans, and I am just giving them a coat of Waverly Chalk Paint in white, and I actually give them 2 coats. I use my little nail dryer to dry them quicker. If you don't have a heat gun, I think it's a great way. You just kind of set it up, and that's it. I just put them right in the crate, and I am adding some greenery from my yard And that's it. This DIY is done and it is cute. I hope you like it as much as I do. Moving on to DIY number 2, mint cake stand. So I was really inspired by this cake stand on Hobby Lobby. Loved the edging, I loved the bottom, I loved everything about it except it was pink, and I wanted something more mint, so I found this on Bed Bath & Beyond, and I decided to make something similar to that. I found this plate at the thrift store last year, and I thought the edging was perfect for it. It was only 99 cents. And then I got this margarita glass from the Dollar Tree. And if you invert those, they really look like pedestals. So these two spray paints, I'm debating between the two. I have the Gloss Ocean Mist and the Satin Jade. I'll take those outside and see which one I like better. And then I'm taking some Fix-All glue from the Dollar Tree and some Gorilla Glue Super Glue Gel. And I should have just used the Fix-All because it states online that it glues glass together, but the Gorilla Glue doesn't, so I should have just used the Fix-All, and I love that glue. So I can center this really easily because that flower thing's on the bottom of the plate, and I just centered that right on the bottom of the margarita glass, put some weight on it, waited till the next day so I was sure that was adhered, went outside and decided to go with the Ocean Mist gloss. I do like Rust-Oleum spray paint very much. I like the way it covers, so I was kind of glad that one won out. So I am giving it a good coat. Now I was not going to paint the top of it because I thought, oh, I can put cakes on it then. But when I did go out after my first coat and I inverted it, you could see right where that flower thing was, it was all clear and I didn't like the way it looked. So I ended up painting the top, and I figured I can always use a doily or something for food if I want to use food on it. So I am taking some black and white checkered ribbon, and I'm just going to put it right around the pedestal part just to give it some added interest. So the first thing I did was just put this piece around it. And now I'm going to add some hot glue, and then I will make a little bow on the side, just the way you tie your shoes, and then little hot glue on the back of that, press that in place, and there you go. It just adds a little something.
Do you ever feel you don't get out what you're putting in? All your hopes and efforts are all in vain. Who will pick you up when you've lost everything? Does it all become for granted with a wedding ring? Oh, there must be more. There must be another way. There must be conscious, different things in different ways. There must be love. There must be a reason, and a little bit of faith has got to come my way. Oh,
last DIY, Monogrammed Box Frame. So I saw this on Hobby Lobby. I know this is a big art piece, but I wanted something small that I could put next to my cake pedestal, so I decided to make a small one using Dollar Tree's box frame, and I'm just taking off the hanger. I keep those for future DIYs, and now I'm just popping out the back. And I will just keep this frame on the side, and I'm going to paint both sides because I have issues and I don't like the backs of things not finished. Let me know in the comments below if you're the same way. I don't know. Is that, I feel like I waste paint that way, but I like everything finished. So I gave this a good 2 coats, but I did, again, both sides. And just so you know, I made this shiny part the back because I wanted to be able to carve out the cardboard to make it look like shiplap. I'm using this little screwdriver, but you can use anything sharp like that. I'm using my rulers to make sure it's straight, and I just run that tiny screwdriver right along the edge of it and just carve out. And I'll show you how I do this. I put some pressure on it, I go back and forth, and I just literally went down the entire square, and I used the screwdriver as my spacing, so everything was straight and looked really good. And then I will do one last groove, and then I will go back in with some paint just to give it more dimension and to make it look like I didn't just dig in it with a screwdriver. And I'm wiping off any dust. And I am now going to sand those so they look a little cleaner and nicer. That's the Dollar Tree sanding sponge. I love that thing. So now I'm taking my Waverly Chalk Paint in Elephant, and I am using the ruler again because I just think it's a great way to keep your hand steady. So I just slid that paint down each of those grooves, but I needed a little water to keep that paint thin. It was thick. It was very thick. So I had some water on the side that had some like pretend stain in it, like when you use water and a little bit of paint. So I was using that. It was a little brown, but that's okay. I mixed it with the gray, and it actually made a really cool effect. It was just what I had on hand, but you could just use regular water as you're doing it. So again, I went down each of the grooves. You see it's like a stain, but not really a stain. It's like a pretend stain. You know what I mean. Yeah. All right. So that is that. And now I'm going to take that little brush. I should have used something a little chippier, but I had it and I didn't feel like dirtying another brush. So I am just running it along those faux shiplap boards so that it adds a little dimension, so like they look like wood. And then I realized, oh, that was a little too much. So I went back with the sanding sponge and it created the perfect effect. So in the end, I love how it turned out. But if I was doing this over, I would just use a different brush. Also, if you are liking this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel grow. And yeah, so thanks. All right, so after I am done with my final sanding, I'm going to take the frame and I'm going to glue it on. No, I'm not going to glue it on. I lie. I'm going to take my stencil. I got this Waverly stencil from Walmart, and there's like a whole bunch of different things in there, and this little farmhouse wreath was on there, and I thought it was the perfect size for these Dollar Tree box frames. And I am taking my Agave, my Dollar Tree stencil brush, and I am going to just pat it on with not too much paint, because the more paint you add, the more chances it will seep underneath the stencil. So I put it in just the cap. I'm only using the cap, and then I even dab it onto a paper towel before I put it onto the stencil. So there really is not that much on that brush. And when I pull it off, you can see that it was a pretty crisp line. So I was happy with the result. And just go around the whole wreath. I thought that was the perfect color for the rest of the DIYs. And I'm using my super glue Gorilla Gel, and so I tried to use hot glue because I normally would, but the backing expanded when that's the only thing I could think of. The backing, I think, expanded when I painted it, and I couldn't get it back in right. And I've had that before, but I can usually snap it. It was not going back in. Wait, now that I think about it, maybe I should have turned it. Yeah, maybe I should have. Anyway, I had to put the super glue like on the edges more. It worked out fine in the end, but I couldn't get it in for the life. I even tried a hammer. So now I'm using these Dollar Tree poster board letters, and I'm using an S for our monogram, and I just smoothed that on after I straightened it 10 times, and I just smoothed that on, and it is so cute. I love how it turned out. So this was a quick one. I hope you like it as much as I do. Okay, here we are at the final reveal, my favorite part of the video, because we get to recap everything we just made. So the first thing we made was this crate. I love how it turned out. I love the stencil on it, and I love the handles. I think it just added something extra, and I think it's darling. The next thing we made was this really cute cake stand. It was super easy, but the reason I love it, it reminds me of a little cupcake shop that might have all pastel colors. I don't know, I just find it so cute. And the last thing we made was that monogram frame. I thought this frame just added the finishing touch to this whole vignette, and I just loved how all three of these looked together. Remember, these were inspired by, they weren't supposed to be exact dupes, so I saw some things on Hobby Lobby that I kind of liked and I wanted to make for myself. And if I had to pick a favorite out of all three of these things, I think my favorite, it's going to be obviously between the crate and the cake pedestal, but I think I'm going to go with the crate just because I like, I don't know, wooden DIYs. So I ended up loving that one. But tell me in the comments below which one is your favorite, and if you are making any of these DIYs. And when you are finished with this video, please go check out my friend Kim's channel, KTB Creates, and let her know that I sent you.
So that's it. That's the end of my video. I hope you liked everything you saw here today, and I hope it inspires you to make something of your own. If you have not checked me out at Instagram over at Cat Luna Designs, please do so. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. Bye! Hi, welcome. If you're returning, I would love if you'd share some pictures of some of the things you have made. And